Spoon and Rice. You know, this is really, as I've said, the most authentic place to come for Filipino street food, Spoon and Rice.
Oh, ayan, halos lahat meron na.
What about David?
Alam ko na. Kapag nagpadala tayo ng pera sa Pinas, gamit ang World Remit, pwede tayong manalo ng Grain Smart pangkabuhayan package worth 200,000 pesos. May bigasan, tablet na nakasetup na for bill payment business. At may kasama pang online training session. O diba? Pwede nang magsari-sari store. Magpadala na gamit ang World Remit bago December 31st para manalo ng pangarap nyong pangkabuhayan para sa pamilya nyo sa Pinas ngayong Pasko.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlon. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be able to be with you guys again today. I'd really like to thank World Remit for their continued sponsorship. As you've just seen from the last advert, they're doing a business promo package where if you send money to the Philippines, you can win an amazing prize that will basically give you a ready-to-go business in the Philippines. So I'd certainly send your money via World Remit. I'd also like to thank Spoon and Rice again. I had the pleasure of going down there the other day and trying out their food. They're in Box Park, Wembley, and of course Comfort Healthcare, who obviously provide all your nurse and healthcare requirements to the various hospitals. Today's an amazing show. I'm really, really excited about this one. Coming up towards Christmas, we have some fantastic guests. So my first guests today are Amber and her sister Airys Dorling. Now, I met these amazing people quite a few years back, and I'd like to share their story and maybe hopefully inspire others. So let's go ahead and let's meet Amber and her sister Airys. Are you there?
Hi.
Hi.
Fantastic. How you doing? All right?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good. And I know this is the first time you've ever done anything like this. You've never been on live before, like a live show?
No.
We don't usually do that, so it's the first time.
And like your sisters, you're living in the same house, but right now you're in separate rooms.
Yeah,
we are.
Separate lighting.
Cool. Your signals are absolutely fine as well. So we should go ahead and we'll just find out a little bit about you guys. So the first time we met was it was like I think you work there, Airys, don't you? I think it's that leisure centre or something.
At the time I wasn't working, no, but there was an event in Forest Pines, I think, and then you were one of the guests, I think, and that's how we met.
Yeah, I think I was one of the guests, wasn't I? I thought,
yeah,
that's right. I was like, although I didn't judge, I think gave one of the prizes, or as far as I remember. So it's great to be part of that. It was a pageant, and I know like pageants are really important in the Philippines. When you guys were kind of growing up, were you kind of involved in pageants? Let everybody know that's a big thing back home.
Yeah, actually, the two of us, there was one pageant where we competed with each other, but obviously it's just in school and we didn't do it again. So yeah, it was just one time.
Actually, I was slim back then. I used to join pageants before Airys. So yeah, when I get a little bit chubbier, I stopped doing pageants.
You know, this is the whole thing, though, isn't it? Unfortunately, we live in a society where we have to almost kind of conform to what people want and not what kind of makes you happy and what you're comfortable with. I think it's kind of a shame in a way. You have all these size zero models. I was at an event recently, and everyone has to be a certain way, but you know, it's hard to maintain that, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the struggles of lockdown and.
Yeah, and actually, that time I was competing with the slim, beautiful women, like Airys. She's very slim that time. But even though I'm chubbier that time, out of 10 awards, I got 8 awards. So people are really like proud of me because, and one of the judge on the uh, long gown competition, one of the judge actually said that he can't uh, he can't help but to compliment me. He said, with that sort of body, he said, you carried the gown perfectly. He said. So I was in shock, because all of the people are like clapping, and that's really a fun time. And I told people that you don't need to be slim, you don't need to be perfect, because we're just human. No one's perfect. You just know how to carry yourself.
Completely right. And I think people need to understand about the reason for the beauty pageants in the Philippines. And it's the kind of Santa Cruz, and almost it comes out of, I guess, the kind of Catholic religion as well. I guess that's part of it as well. And it's very much part of Philippine culture.
Actually, I was part of Santa Cruz and also back then.
Nice. I've been able to judge quite a few competitions. I judged Miss Philippines UK a few times. I was flown up to Glasgow to judge Mrs. Philippines quite a few years back as well. And
they always do that in here, don't they?
What's that?
They always do that in here, like pageants, like Miss Philippines or Miss UK Philippines teens.
I think it's nice because it brings the community together.
Yeah.
And I think, it's not all about who's the prettiest or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think whole package, isn't it? I think it's about promoting the country, any work that you do for charity, any work that you do as an ambassador almost for the people. And for me, that's so important. So when I'm judging, I'm doing so on the whole thing. It's something that I enjoy, but I think people have to understand it's really a part of Philippine culture. And
it's always been a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. And it gives people confidence, I'm sure, doesn't it?
Yeah. Actually, whenever you're on stage, you only get nervous at first, because when you're already entering the stage, it's like you own it,
Like everyone's just looking at you.
I think you meet people as well, don't you? I think a lot of the people who've been in previous pageants, I think they've all kind of made friends, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I wanted to talk a little bit about your YouTube. I know you guys are getting into YouTube. Tell me a little bit about that. Where can they find you? And tell me why you're doing this.
Actually, it started in the first lockdown here in UK. It started with me. So I did, like, most of my friends was asking me, like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And since I've been watching a lot of vloggers, YouTube vloggers, I thought, why don't I try? Why don't I give it a try? And so I uploaded my first video with the help of my friend, because I wasn't sure about how to use the YouTube. So she taught me how to do it. And then when I uploaded my first video, and that's where I thought, like, oh, it's not easy like what everyone else is thinking. Like, it's just easy to like video whatever you want, but when you're behind the camera, it's actually hard to think about content or what you're gonna put in YouTube, what everyone's gonna like. So when Amber went back to UK last, it was actually
November 10th.
Yeah, it was November 10th, and we tried to do a collab. So I told her, why don't you join me and we'll make a YouTube together. And then when we posted that video, a lot of people actually watch it, and that's where she thinks she made her own YouTube video channel.
Well, I think it's really hard to get into. You're exactly right. And I think it's about knowing the content, and people want to see regular content. You almost
Yeah.
need to continue. You know, we all start these things and think somebody's going to do like a makeup tuition, but the problem is millions of other people also doing makeup tuitions. So it's kind of really hard to kind of find content that people are going to kind of watch.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, sometimes. Sorry.
There you go. No, it's okay.
My fault. Yeah,
some people think like in making content, like it's so easy, but when you are the one behind the camera, you're going to think about everything, like all the materials that you're going to need. Like, do you have this? Do you have that? And if you don't have anything, you're going to have to spend quite a lot of money and just to do that content or video. So you need a lot of effort and time to do at least just one video just to post it.
You also need the technical sort of know-how as well. Now, I've got no technical expertise whatsoever. So thankfully, I have Robbie, who's our technical director. So I'm just sitting here in front of my laptop and he's stand in the middle and do this and that and everything else. And you know, I just don't have that technical ability. And I think if you've got that, that's great. Hopefully, Amber, you're learning that as part of your university course. What are you studying?
Me at the moment, I'm not studying, I'm working, but I went to college for a year and I did travel and tourism. So after that, I just started working and looking for experience so I can apply later on in the travel industry.
Yeah, that's great. But again, the problem is, you know, with the pandemic, it's become really hard. I worked in a travel agency for about a year myself, but now really people aren't traveling. These days, getting on a EasyJet flight for £50 is almost gone, which is kind of sad, really, and that's going to affect what you do. So I think what you maybe have to do is do something online. And I think if you can, maybe you're into travel and tourism, so maybe you should be showcasing your hometown in the Philippines. It's still connected with travel and tourism. And if you were doing some like vlogging somehow with that, that's another area to look at, or maybe your advice or whatever.
That's actually a good idea, but the thing is, when we were in lockdown, we weren't allowed to go outside, so I couldn't really show them like what's in the UK, what's the difference between UK and the Philippines. But I think now that they ease up the lockdown, I think it's going to be a lot easier to video something for a content.
Completely right. Amber, what you're studying mass comm, right?
Yep, I'm actually taking up mass communication in the Philippines. That's why I came home to the Philippines last 2019,
It was just last
I think.
year.
Yeah, just last year. And unfortunately, the last thing I have to do actually is the OJT, on the job training. And unfortunately, COVID came, so I needed to stop again. And I had an operation actually before I came back here. So that's also one of the reasons why I came back, because my mom wanted me to come home first while my school is closed. So.
But you can do online schooling, I think, even from the UK, which is probably quite good. I think we live in this kind of virtual world where we can speak to people all around the world, which is incredible. We have another guest coming up soon who's a West End Broadway star, who's actually based in Manila. So it's kind of incredible that we can do that, you know? So I just wanted to ask you a little bit about where people can find you on your YouTube channel.
Right, so for my YouTube channel, it's just Airys Dorling. It's AIRYS and Dorling.
And we search you on YouTube, right?
Yeah, that's on YouTube, and my social media is just the same.
And what about you, Amber?
So mine is Amber Dorling. So it's AMBER. So just search for Amber Dorling. It will pop up.
Fantastic. And you did like a McDonald's mukbang. Tell me about that. What's this whole thing with mukbang? What is this craze?
Actually, it was one night, and then Airys and I were really hungry, you know. So I thought of it. I said, why don't we do a mukbang? And then on Just Eat, you can easily like order for delivery. So we came up with that idea.
Yeah, so basically, mukbang is really famous in the Philippines. It's like having
Korean though,
different
right?
options of foods, and you just eat whatever you can eat.
Yeah, it's come from Korea, hasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah,
originated come from them.
Yeah, and you need to do a Jollibee. Let me know when you're going to do a Jollibee, and I can kind of
yeah,
maybe kind of
yeah.
join
We'll
you
do that
virtually.
soon. I would love that.
Are you gonna join us?
Whereabouts are you in the UK?
Oh, we're from Scunthorpe in North
Scunthorpe.
Lincolnshire.
Okay, so I'm trying to think where your closest Jollibee is. Would it be
I think it's gonna be Leicester or
Leicester?
Liverpool. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
think it's Leicester is nearer.
So that's about an hour, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they are open now. I'm not sort of here to promote them, but they are open for local delivery. But I think you're probably out of their catchment area.
No,
Anyway,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be delivering in here. It's too
it's
far.
absolutely awesome talking to you both. We're just going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll be moving on to our next guest. And then if you guys stick around, be nice to catch you again soon. Thanks so much.
Yep.
Thank you both of
Thank
you.
you.
I see it.
Oh, ayan, halos lahat meron na.
What about David?
Alam ko na. Kapag nagpadala tayo ng pera sa Pinas, gamit ang World Remit, pwede tayong manalo ng Grain Smart pangkabuhayan package worth 200,000 pesos. May bigasan, tablet na nakasetup na for bill payment business. At may kasama pang online training session. O diba? Pwede nang magsari-sari store. Magpadala na gamit ang World Remit bago December 31st para manalo ng pangarap nyong pangkabuhayan para sa pamilya nyo sa Pinas ngayong Pasko.
Spoon and rice, you know, this is really, as I've said, the most authentic place to come for Filipino street food. Spoon and rice.
Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks so much to Airys and Amber Dorling. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys again soon. Now I'd like to introduce my next guest. It's really an honor and a pleasure. Paulina Yeung. She's based right now in the Philippines, in Manila. Hi Paulina, are you there?
Hello, hi Malcolm. How are you?
I'm good. This is really a great pleasure for me. You know, I'm a massive fan of musicals and Miss Saigon, and I got to watch The King and I in the Royal Albert Hall as well a
That's
few
amazing.
years back. Yeah, it was great. I was on the kind of balcony on the fourth floor, so actually we only got a tiny little view of all of the
Of the
cast.
cast.
Yeah, but it was still an incredible experience, you know. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your journey, whereabouts you are, and a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I was originally born in California, and then I grew up here in the Philippines and in Hong Kong as well. And then after I did my undergraduate here in Manila, I went to New York to take my master's degree at Manhattan School of Music in voice. And after I graduated, I started auditioning for things and got into a few operas, and then I booked the US tour, US second national tour of The King and I, and that's how I got started. So I've been touring for the past 2 years. Yeah.
Wow. So what's it like night after night? Because it's such a lovely story, The King and I, isn't it?
It
What's it
is,
like
yeah.
being part of that experience, part of that story, and delivering that story to the audience?
It's an absolute joy to be a part of something like that, because every night it's like it's different, when you're doing live theater, every night is different, and each night the audience that watches, they're giving you a different vibe and a different mood. So we all play off that, and it's a joy to work with the cast members too, and to watch them, do those big dance numbers, especially the ballet. That's my favorite part in the show, because I get to watch all these dancers do their thing on stage and do the choreography, which is amazing. Yeah, it's an amazing experience.
You also, I know it's probably quite. Am I right in thinking that the Tuktim is kind of a hard role to sing? It's quite powerful.
It is. It's a bit challenging, especially the first song. My Lord and Master. Yeah, that one's a big number. So it happens at the beginning of the show. So it's like you warm up, with that number, and then after on, it's those beautiful lyrical duets with Lunta. It's such a joy to be able to sing those tunes by Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Yeah, and within the story is such an important kind of role within the story as well, isn't it? Kind of their relationship, if you like, and I know that the king finds out, doesn't he? And then you kind of, It's incredible. It's incredible. I love that show so much. But I'm also a massive fan of Miss Saigon. I actually got to watch Miss Saigon about 50 times around the world.
That's a lot of times.
Yeah, I got to sit in London with Leia and with Jonathan, and then Monique Wilson. I flew to the Philippines when I was 19 to watch Monique Wilson in a show called Angels in America at the New Voice Theatre Company in Green Hills in San Juan. So that was incredible, and that started my Filipino journey, if you like.
You've seen so many incarnations of Miss Saigon now, right?
Yeah, I've seen the original cast, Robert Senna, Leo Valdez, Coco Laurel, of course, was the son of the vice president, I believe, before, and so many of the cast. And, it's truly incredible. And I always say this, it's such a lovely journey in that a lot of the stars like Robert and Isay, and then Janine Desidero, her son, Janela Salvador, is a big star in the Philippines as well. So it's kind of made up their kind of journey, if you like. And I know Miss Saigon, I know musicals, and I'm sure it's the same as The King and I. I know it's kind of helped a lot of people. It's brought work for people, but it's also brought so much fun to so many people as well.
Yeah, it's given a lot of Asians the opportunity to, be on stage and to be in a musical. To have so many Asian people in one musical.
Exactly. So we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to play a YouTube video of you guys, or you singing and you performing. We're just going to do that right now.
Sure.
Wow. Oh my God. I guess that's Mandarin, right?
Yes, that one's in Mandarin. I actually just recorded a Filipino song today. It's a Christmas song, so you can check it out later.
Oh my God.
It's Sinta Ko.
Oh wow, okay. And tell me the story of the last song that we just listened to.
So the Chinese song is about it's a love song, and it's if you translate it, it's like the moon represents my heart, and it's basically the I'm singing about my love for this person, and I'm describing my love, and saying that it's as deep and as bright as the moon. So yeah, it's a popular Chinese song.
Wow.
That we recorded for Mid-Autumn Festival,
Wow. See, I can't speak Mandarin, but I have to say, listening to your voice is just enchantingly beautiful. It really, really is. Music leaps across all languages, doesn't it? It really, really does. We have a message from Ayara Shantley. She's not only beautiful, but also talented.
Thank you.
So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to play the clip that I really wanted to play of you and your Lloyd Webber clip, which we're going to play now.
Here we go, a bar in, just to get your breath, and we're away with Think of Me.
Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye. Remember me every so often, promise me you'll try. On that day, that not so distant day, when you are far away and free, if you ever find a moment, spare a thought for me. Think of August when the trees were green. Don't think about the way things might have been. Think of me waking silent and resigned. Imagine me trying too hard to put you from my mind. Think of me, please say you'll think of me, whatever else you choose to do. There will never be a day when I won't think.
Good luck, Control.
Wow. Oh my God, incredible. I was watching that competition because I know Andrew Lloyd Webber wanted to get somebody who would actually be on Phantom, I think in Broadway. That was the plan, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was on Broadway or on the West End when when the show reopens. So I found out about the challenge that he was doing, and I was like, hey, it would be fun to just record, and do that. So I did that, might as well.
Well, it was really fun. I think there were thousands because I watched the judging, and I think there were thousands of people who tried it. And your voice is absolutely incredible. There's no doubt about that. But I think the thing is, You know, it's hard to know what people are looking for, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
And some of these ones were like went on for like kind of ages, and they were like 3 minutes. Cadenza, right? Is it?
Cadenza.
Yeah, cadenza. Yeah. And some of them went on for like a really, really long time, but it was kind of fun. And it's nice that you're able to be a part of that. As I said to you, I'm a massive fan of Miss Saigon, and I'm going to put you on the spot here. But if you wouldn't mind, it would be really nice, because I have my friend watching. His name is Andre Bohing. Unfortunately, he's not able to join us, but he's a massive Miss Saigon fan. But not only that, he actually watched you in The King and I in Birmingham this exact day last year. So yeah, for him, and we're sharing this on the Miss Saigon fan page as well. So for all of the fans of Miss Saigon and The King and I, be lovely if you could maybe just do a bit of a cappella, a little bit from Miss Saigon, if you can. It's up to you what song you choose.
Sure. I mean, I can do a verse of Sun and Moon.
Perfect.
Unless you want to sing. You want to sing the...
I wish. My singing ability leaves a lot to be desired. I've never sung live, but I'm not sure if I want to try.
Okay.
I'll leave the singing to you. You're like trained in it, and you're like very professional, and probably not for me. Go ahead and sing something from Miss Saigon. That'd be incredible if you could.
Yeah, I'll sing. You are sunlight and I moon, joined by the gods of fortune, midnight and high noon, sharing the sky. We have been blessed, you and I.
Wow. Oh my God. Thank you so much. You know, that song really means a lot to me. And, you know, although it's not about the Philippines, as you know, there were so many Filipino cast in Miss Saigon. And that really started my journey with the Philippines as well. So yeah, you know, that was incredible. What happens now in the world with lockdown, you know, right? It means that we can't see any of these shows. How has lockdown affected you?
Oh, it's affected me like big time. You know, I mean, I'm like, as you all know, a lot of like everyone's like all the theater actors are out of jobs right now. So, you know, I've been recording stuff on my own, you know, trying to make the most out of the time that I have with, you know, with this lockdown that we're in. And I've also been teaching. So I've actually been teaching like for the past 2 years, but it was quite on and off since I was touring, you know. And now it has given me the time to, you know, to reconnect with students again. And I find that I enjoy teaching a lot. So that's why I'm expanding my vocal studio, and I'm currently taking on, you know, more students.
Wow, you could take me on. I could learn to sing.
Absolutely.
There's also something in the Philippines. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's just a personal suggestion. There's Camu, which is the kind of app where you can kind of almost kind of busk in that they would send you diamonds, and some people are making a great deal of money. So they have like Celebrity Big Brother on there, but they also have various people who pop up. You can download the app Camu, and literally people would send you diamonds. They would send you gifts. Maybe you could hang out there as well. I'm sure you do very well.
That's a great idea, actually. I think it's a live stream app, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think I've heard of it. Yeah, but I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Maybe you should. Yeah, maybe you should. I'm encouraging a lot of people. I go in there quite a lot, you know, and I kind of maybe give diamonds or gifts to people, particularly with OFWs. It's a way of kind of connecting with people in this kind of virtual world that we all live.
Yeah. And I'm really thankful that we have technology nowadays, you know, to connect us. Because can you imagine if we don't have technology?
Yeah, it's really incredible. Tell people, just tell us all about your singing. But before we part, tell us a little bit how people can reach you, how they can reach your social media, and more importantly, how they can sign up for your singing lessons.
Yeah, so I'm offering singing lessons for all ages. And, you know, if anyone wants to get in touch with me, you know, you can reach out to me via, you know, my social media on Instagram. So my Instagram handle is Paulina Nastasha. So it's PAULINA NASTASHA. And then I'm also on Facebook, Paulina Yeung. My last name is spelled YEUNG. And then I'm also on YouTube as well. And I have my website. So they can reach me anywhere if they want to, take voice lessons. And you can also subscribe to my channel. I just post covers, like once a week or once every 2 weeks.
Can anybody sing, or is it just if you're within the family, or can you try and teach anybody, like me, for example?
No. I actually believe that everyone can sing. I believe that, and because my teacher, when I was studying in New York, she said it's all about reconditioning your mind and rewiring it. And if you think that you can do it, your mind will automatically like shift to that perspective. And it's like the limitless mind. So I think anything is possible. And absolutely singing is a skill that is acquired. So even, gifted singers or even, like actors, we have to train our voices every day. So yeah, it's training, practice, and with the right mindset.
I believe it's the same with dancing. I spoke to Ronnie Barrio, who was in the cast of Miss Saigon and was the dance coach, and now has the LK dance troupe and has been very much involved. And he said you need to condition the mind to say that you can dance. And I said, well, what about alcohol? Because people would have a drink and they can go to the dance floor and sing. And to a certain extent, it's the same with karaoke, isn't it? When you've had a drink, I'm not condoning alcohol on this show, but I think when you've had a few drinks, I think your kind of mind goes a little bit and you're kind of more up for the challenge.
Yeah, it's like all the barriers break down, all social conditioning is like they all fall away, and
and this is where you hear somebody singing at 3 o'clock in the morning. And when I first went to the Philippines, we have I said to my family, look, get me the shotgun. Let's just
I know, right? Doing karaoke in the middle of the night.
I think people have said that's almost kind of like not socially a good thing. I know it's a Filipino thing, and I know everyone loves karaoke. In fact, karaoke was actually invented by a Filipino, and I didn't actually know that.
Oh, I didn't know that too.
Yeah, the first karaoke machine.
But yeah, growing up, I also had that experience, where we lived, like we could hear like karaoke blasting in the middle of the night, and it would play, like the person would sing the same song every night. It was
crazy.
One of my craziest childhood memories was that. Yeah.
We have some comments as well that have been left, and I just want to quickly read those out if we're able to kind of pop those onto the screen. I know a lot of people have been watching and kind of enjoying listening to you, so we'll just go ahead with the comments if we can. Hold on 1 second. I think we flashed some. Some comments. Maybe we can't go back to them. Anyway, well, I'd just like to say thank you ever so much. I'm really, really grateful that you've taken the time out. I really do wish you my very best, and I really do hope that we'll see King and I on stage again soon. And also, I'm hoping one day, my dream would be for Miss Saigon to come to the Philippines. I'm sure you'd agree that would be incredible.
Yes, that would be an incredible experience to relive that show and see it again. And I just wanted to say thank you, Malcolm, for having me tonight. It's a pleasure to be on your show, and thank you for for all that you've done for the Filipino community.
I really appreciate that. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat.
Thanks so much. All right, take care. So we're going to go back to the other guys now, but I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. So that was Paulina Yeung. It was incredible to have her as one of my guests. It's a real privilege and an honor. We'd like to go back now to Amber and Airys Dorling. Are you there? Okay. Yes. Fantastic. Excellent. What do you think of that? You guys need to sing. Well, why weren't you singing?
She's good, I will just embarrass myself. I mean, I do sing on karaoke, but I don't want to embarrass myself. I just heard
well, she's like
her
a West
sing,
End schoolboy
She's
star,
really great.
Exactly. And like we had a West End Broadway star on the show, and that was
Yeah.
just incredible. Amber, tell me a little bit about your business. I hear you have a business in the Philippines, and I've seen these amazing pictures of chicken kind of being cooked. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, actually, we have a business. It's a chicken and pork. Actually, we call it manokokok because the Tagalog of what do you call chicken is manok, so it's
Oh,
called manokokok. So we have a place in Mexico. Actually, it spreads now. There's one in Bulacan. There's one in Pampanga, in San Fernando. In Angeles, there's also one, and in Bataan. So it's actually spreading now. So if people wanna buy, then they can search the nearest manokokok, and you should try it.
I'd love
You have
to.
to visit the Philippines.
I promise you this, on my next time back home, I will make a special effort to go and visit. And I'm not going to
Yeah.
tell anyone I'm there. I'm just going to kind of visit and then probably just post a live video. So if you ever see, maybe around the middle of next year, if you ever see a Facebook live pop up, I'll be eating some of that amazing manok.
Yeah, and actually, our cart is actually covered with glass, so like you can ensure the cleanliness of our
Mhm.
product. So that's what I love about it.
It just looks incredible, it looks really amazing, and it just makes me feel hungry. Just to let you guys know, one of our sponsors is Spoon and Rice, and Spoon and Rice are based in the UK. They're based in Wembley in Box Park, and they have the most amazing food too, the amazing barbecued manok and pork as well. So if you're ever in London, it's worth the trip down there. And they're almost like a club, so they have like live music. It's like being back home in the Philippines. So, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you guys maybe will do something similar. Maybe I think you got to start these things, haven't you? And I think as these things build up, what next time you'll be the next Jollibee. I'm quite sure of it.
We were actually
I hope
planning
so.
going to London this December, but because of lockdown, we couldn't go. We wanted to roam around and like just go gallivanting, but because of lockdown, it just didn't go as
Yeah.
planned.
Well, when you do go, let me know, and maybe we could all go down to the to this Spoon and Rice. Maybe do a little bit of vlogging as well. I think that would be quite good. I find the problem with these mukbangs is that when you're actually eating, unless somebody's actually filming you, you've got like a fixed kind of camera. I think, as you say, it's the technology, isn't it? You almost need there's this camera that kind of moves as it kind of films you as well.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's like a stabilizer where you put your phone and it's just gonna follow wherever you go. But yeah, it's quite expensive actually.
Yeah, exactly. What does the future hold for you guys? Are you going to stay in the UK? Are you going back home?
Actually, for me, I'm gonna go back home maybe this March, cause I think they'll offer me the on-the-job training. So I need to be back home by March and do the training for 2 months, I think, and I'll maybe come back here.
Nice. And what about yourself, Airys? Well, what are your plans? Are you staying here?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be staying here because at the moment I have a job here. I've got 2 jobs, so yeah, maybe
2
I'm
jobs?
gonna. Yeah, I've got 2 jobs.
You're sounding like a Filipino.
But yeah, I'm planning to go home maybe next year or when the lockdown's over.
Okay. Well, I'd really like to thank you both for appearing on the show. It's really great. I think it's nice that we kind of connect with people around the country. And I know you've probably got family back home in the Philippines affected by the lockdown as well. So I know it's a really hard time, but I really would like to thank you for being a part of this journey, if you like.
Thank you.
The pleasure is ours.
Right. Well done.
Really...
And thanks so much also for your support of the Philippines as well. It means so much to me. You guys are on social media, and I know you like a lot of my posts, and I'm most grateful.
Yep.
Thank you.
We want to thank you as well for having us.
Thanks so much. And your first live show. Anyway, thank you so much.
It's with you.
Can you maybe just give a message in Filipino for your people out there, family, supporters? Can you maybe speak a little bit of Tagalog?
Yeah, so me and my sister, we have this vlog. So if you guys want to check it out, also to the Philippines, just keep safe until the pandemic's over. Just to stay at home and keep safe.
Wow. Anything in Filipino, or have you forgotten?
It's quite hard and live.
Wow. Oh my God. Maybe
But
I should
yeah,
speak in
thank
Filipino.
you po, and ingat kayo lagi, and wag lalabas ng bahay para iwas virus. So yeah.
I got that.
You
Thanks so
understand
much.
that.
Take care and don't leave your house because of the virus. You see, my
Yeah.
Tagalog's not that bad. Thank you so much. And Amber, over to you.
The same as Aries. Stay at home. If you don't have any necessary things to do outside, just stay at home. It will be better for all of us. And subscribe to Malcolm's channel.
You know, that's the thing. I used to do a lot on YouTube myself, but unfortunately I can't monetize. So it was great to be a part of YouTube, but I just leave the channel sitting there now. But I really wish you guys the best of luck. And if I can share anything for you guys as well, that would be amazing.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat po. And see you guys soon. Ingat. Ingat kayo. Ingat kayo.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks so much, guys. It's really been awesome to be a part of this again, and to do my last show, but two. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much to Paulina. It was incredible to hear your voice, and for this Miss Saigon segment that you did as well. I really appreciate it. And to all of my guests, thank you so much. I'll see you all next week. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay Pilipinas.
Spoon and rice, you know, this is really, as I've said, the most authentic place to come for Filipino street food. Spoon and rice.
Ay, halos lahat meron na.
What about David?
Alam ko na. Kapag nagpadala tayo ng pera sa Pinas, gamit ang World Remit, pwede tayong manalo ng Grain Smart pangkabuhayan package worth 200,000 pesos. May bigasan, tablet na nakasetup na for bill payment business. At may kasama pang online training session. O diba? Pwede nang magsari-sari store. Magpadala na gamit ang World Remit bago December 31st para manalo ng pangarap nyong pangkabuhayan para sa pamilya nyo sa Pinas ngayong Pasko.
Hi, we're Fourth Impact, and hello to all the viewers of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlon.
Thank you for always supporting Fourth Impact, and please, you can download our new song, No More.
And all digital platforms.
Yes, and you can follow us on all our social media accounts. Just type Fourth Impact, and everything is verified. So,
Thank you. God bless everyone. Keep safe.
Hi, my name's Jane Walker. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Purple Community Fund. We work with some of the poorest children and families in the Philippines. We run an integrated service plan from education, health, nutrition, social intervention, livelihood workshops, right the way through to business startups. And our goal is really to see as many Filipino families as we possibly can help to have a better and more sustainable and safe life. I have this great pleasure of welcoming you to Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. And I've known Malcolm for a very long time, and he has been a massive supporter of the Purple Community Fund. In fact, Malcolm's been a massive supporter of pretty much everything Filipino. His drive, his passion and his energy is just absolutely admirable. He is a voice for the Filipino community in Britain. He supports all up and coming bands and charities that are doing work in the Philippines, and I know you are going to really enjoy this show.